art is inferable from the work. So there has to be a relationship between the work and the thing that is art. I'll say that again. There has to be a relationship between the work as product, but as also a means to demonstration of mastery, which we discussed in the first lecture series, which is just, oh, love it. But it also has to be related to what it actually is, right? To the essence of this thing, which we talked about also. And don't think too difficult, right? A lot of this will be gray. A lot of this will be a bit confusing. Just enjoy the tone of Heidegger, right? Don't try and sort everything out right now. Just sort of appreciate what he's attempting to say. And what he's saying is really not that difficult. So let's just, again, number one, a little slower. What art is should be inferable from the work. There exists a relationship between the isness, the existence, of what art is and the work of art. There exists a relationship between what art is and the work of art. I can come to have an appreciation for what art is by participating as a consumer of art in the work. Right? I just got the vibe. So I wasn't planning on doing this, but I just got the vibe. You can't see me, but I'm behind the camera. But shout out to Rare Art. Rare Art, you're a genius. Shout out to you, my friend. I purchased this piece from him, and I'm going to buy more pieces from him. And you should buy pieces from him. We need to stop with the lecture for a second, right? I mean, this is an aesthetics lecture, so I mean, it's sort of like I got to do stuff that I normally wouldn't do. In order, we can understand what art is by inferring what it is from the work. What do you think this is about? Look at the piece. There's no definitive answer to what it is. We can already jump to like super deep conclusions immediately. We need like 6 more hours of lecture in order to make sense of what the hell I just said. But it's like, okay, we got a robot. We got robots here. We got somebody fighting, someone stepping on someone maybe. There's information here, there's information here. There's top secret stuff here. There's more robots. There's people in the background. There's barbed wire. I mean, dude, seriously, Ray Art, you're a freaking genius. I'm gonna hyperlink. I'm gonna hyperlink to your damn. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna augment the lecture notes to put a link to your YouTube page so that when people come to watch my sort of, you know, diatribe on aesthetics, they can go to your channel and really see what this is about. This is what it's about. It's about looking at this, dude. It's like, yo, seriously. This. I want this when I'm cremated and my ashes are spread in the ocean. I want this to be in the crematorium with me, so that me and this art can become one. And I'm not even joking. I'm like dead serious. Like, this is it. This is what it's about. So in a very real sense, you have to. I really just I don't even want to lecture anymore. I just want to look at this paint. This is ridiculous, dude. So Rare Art, you know, shout out to you, dude. You're a freaking beast. And that ain't no joke. There exists a relationship between the isness, the existence of what art is and the work of art. What art is, I have a better sense of what art is. How art manifests in looking at that piece of art. And it's undeniable that is freaking genius level art right there. That dude is no joke, dude. Shout out to Rare Art, man. It's no joke. I have a better sense of what it is that we're talking about by just participating in the consumption of the image. Right? I look at the image and I'm like, wow, okay. Art can manifest in this form, but I'm getting a sense, I'm getting a vibe. This image demands that I stop for a second and take in the contents of the colors and the arrangement of figures and such. And in a second I'm going to talk about that. Heidegger's going to talk about that. But there is a sense in which all of that facticity of the image, the ink and the color and the paint and the way it's arranged and how it looks and such, all of that is completely secondary. None of that really is of any significance. Art becomes this other thing. There's another thing in the painting. Not just the paint, and this is that thingly element. What is that other thing there? There's something else there, Heidegger says. Heidegger's like, I feel it, I look at it, I hear it, I taste it, and this thingly element, this other thing. I'm not talking about the color red and gray and yellow that's in the painting. Is that what we're talking about? No, we're not. Right? There's something else there. And that something else there is conveyed through the work. Right? That something else is conveyed through the work. Now, we don't know what that thing is yet, but, you know, I just want to create a vibe to do justice to Heidegger, because his stuff sounds really bizarre for people who aren't familiar with his sort of writing style and his more so his methodological thinking. His mind is on another freaking level. So I had to do that. I had to introduce the painting so that you could see it, right? And you could just participate for a second in the consumption of art, right? It's a beautiful thing to do. Number 2. Assuming that thinking is a craft. ... Right? This was part of a much broader discourse that he was saying it's not really important. If you want to know the complete discourse, buy the book. Then you can read. The idea is, and he doesn't expand on this at this level at all, and very few do expand on this. But I'm going to ask the question, this is my question based on an inference that I'm pulling from Heidegger, and it's absolutely justified, is thinking an art form? Is thinking an art form? Probably my favorite video that I've ever done, I probably will ever do, is my bibliophage video on Nietzsche, where I eat the book, Will to Power. And it's just so, you know, it's not, I'm not an art critic, so I don't know the merits of the art in the video, if it even qualifies as such. I would imagine it does, because it's obviously very, very high context. You have to make sense of what I'm doing. It's not literally the eating of the book that's of any significance, though it is, in a sense. Though precisely it is. But the idea is thinking an art form? Right? Because I could never do what rare art does. I could never construct something as absolutely beautiful as that. And it's not the case that you might like it or have to like it, but I sent him the title of the painting, and that was it. I said, here's the title that I want. I didn't give him any specifics. And that's what he produced. Freaking genius, dude. What are you tapped into, dog? Humongous. And I'm going to remember, I got to give a link to Rare Art in the actual formal aesthetics video sort of template PDF in this. The idea is, in a very real sense, right, that why isn't it the case that we can talk about, we can make sense of thinking as an art form? I'm not going to explore it much deeper, but I'm telling you now, and you can do this if you're skilled enough and you want the challenge, is that while I'm presenting on art, though I won't be lecturing on it, and this is the honest truth, I will simultaneously, while I'm presenting, be thinking about the overlap between art and thinking. So despite the fact that I'm presenting on art, I'm personally, while I'm presenting now, going to be relating everything that I'm presenting on art and overlapping that presentation in my own mind for my own edification in terms of thinking. So just to give you an example, and then I want to move on. When I say that we are attempting to identify the relationship between the isness, the existence of what art is in relationship to the work, I'm going to take that